Hi, everyone. I'm Keith Mathis. Today, we're going to be talking about why you should choose live, virtual, instructor-led delivery for training courses. Now, rather than create this on some type of video program and then allow you to see all the reasons, I decided to create this using the same technology that we use when we are actually doing and providing the live instructor-led delivery. So this is exactly the way it's going to look when you're when you're taking a course with us, and it's going to be delivered through some type of technology. Right now, we use Click Meeting because it seems to be one of the most stable for us, and it allows us to be able to videotape in high depth. And so today, we're going to talk about why we should choose this, what it is, give you kind of a sample of this so that you can kind of see what it's like to have somebody live. All right, so what is live virtual instructor-led courses? Well, first off, it's a course which is delivered over the internet in a virtual manner using some type of high-definition technology to allow participants to see, hear, and interact with a live instructor, just like you're doing right now. And so you can see me, obviously, you see waist up, and then also what you have the capability of doing is hearing me, but you also have the capability, because it's live instructor-led, to be able to go through the course material and ask questions both either vocally through microphones or through text over in the right-hand corner. Now, I videotaped this, and I did not videotape the text section of this, and I don't normally do that when we do the video. And the reason is because people will ask questions, and that it identifies who asked what question. I'll show you a screen a little bit later of what the full screen looks like in the text section, that people can send text back and forth to ask questions throughout the presentation. But all the course material is normally the same when you're taking a live virtual instructor-led course. The difference is the medium of how it's done. Rather than being there face to face and physically with you, I'm there online with you. Now, as you look at virtual instructor-led courses where you have a live instructor, since 2015, 49% of all training has turned from face-to-face to live virtual instructor-led. And the reason is because it happens to be something that is much more economic, and you're not paying travel for your people, and many people can pull it in on demand. 36% of all large companies now are starting to use virtual instructor-led training. And according to the National Research Business Institute, 23% of all employees will leave their job due to a lack of training and development opportunities. So the ability for someone to be able to take something like live virtual and bring it into an organization at a reduced cost is going to be able to help. And of course, the projections for future courses being live and instructor-led virtually is growing like crazy. Even some of your biggest government agencies have signed contracts of millions of dollars for people to provide live instructor-led virtual training to their people. Now, as we look at the growth of live instructor-led virtual training, 86% of all live virtual instructor-led training is just as engaging as traditional classrooms, according to the surveys of the people. Depending on which survey you read, right at 100% of all attendees who use live virtual instructor-led training say that they are highly satisfied because they still felt like they were engaged with the instructor, could ask the question, but they had also the benefit of not having to go anywhere. Virtual learners also seem to score an average of about 90% on mastery skills. So they are having the capability of getting that information across. Even we ourselves use and teach virtual classes, live instructor-led virtual classes for the PMP certification, and our passing rate is no different on it as it is face-to-face. So as you look at this, there are some benefits that can benefit greatly. Now, on this slide, I just took a slide of what it would look like. You've got your slide to the left, just like you do here, and of course, everything looks the same, but you'll notice over here in the lower right-hand corner, this is your text box. So you still see the instructor, but you'll see the text box, and in that text box, you're able to type in, or you also have the capability of being able to ask something vocally if you choose. Now, what's the difference then between online and live virtual instructor-led training? Well, the difference is online is more video-driven and supported with material. Online also does not have a live instructor engaged in the participation through the entire class. So what happens is you have an instructor, but that instructor has videotaped the presentation. So if you have questions or something, you don't have instant access to an instructor. Live instructor-led courses uses an instructor who can be visually seen on the screen in real time with the participants. And live instructor-led courses also answer questions and can go deeper into the explanations if needed right at the time, just like you would in a face-to-face session. Also, teaching techniques in live virtual instructor-led courses are very similar to what you have in face-to-face. You can have surveys, case studies, interactive scenarios, group discussions, individual activities, simulations. You can have almost anything in live instructor-led that you would have in face-to-face. Now, which courses can be delivered in a live virtual instructor-led format? Well, first off, most courses, if not all courses in our training course catalog can be delivered in this format. The difference is that we don't really deliver our Microsoft project courses or our software courses in that manner. Doesn't mean it couldn't be done. It just means that in our case, we don't deliver those. All certification courses can be delivered in this manner, and all topic-driven courses can use this format and keep the interaction with the participants not just in one day or just in a few short minutes, but in multi-day seminars. The PMP Bootcamp is 4 days long, and it goes from 7 to 5:15, and we have one version of that which is virtual. Now, here's some of the benefits of using live, virtual, and instructor-led delivery. Access to the coursework from anywhere in the world. The group size can be adjusted to accommodate both extremely small or large groups in dispersed locations. We'll have 100 people on virtual instructor-led delivery at some times. We can have as few as 5, or 4 if we needed to. So you can have a very small group or a very large group. No travel expenses. You can ask questions and get immediate feedback. You can have immersive training experience for better learning because they have the capability. In most of our courses, we will video it, and they have the capability of going back and looking at that section again. Training can be videoed for those who miss a section or a portion of a session. Also, flexible hours for delivering the course, expertise at a budgeted cost point, knowledge retention from participants, and a combination of structure and freedom. So there's a lot of benefits associated with this. And where technology has driven today, and where we have the capability with providing high depth kind of interaction and video, it has actually bridged the gap to where people did not feel connected in the past. Now, what are the costs of live virtual instructor-led delivery? Well, the cost for this is consistently cheaper for customers because there's no travel expense for the participant and no travel expense for the instructor. So this can normally be provided a little bit cheaper. Even if it's the exact same price, if you cut off travel, it normally cuts off about a third of the price that most people would see. Costs can be adjusted based on the number of people and the number of days associated with this. And so just to kind of give you an example, a face-to-face instructor-led training on-site at a customer's location to provide a 3-day course, let's say for 25 people, could range with travel and everything. I'm talking about books, travel, everything, for that instructor to be on-site face-to-face, anywhere from $7,500 to $9,500, depending on what the course is. 25 participants attending a 3-day live virtual class, an instructor-led class like what we're talking about here, would be a fraction of that. And so you would be able to bring that same content to your people for far less than $7,500. Okay, so what is a live virtual instructor-led course? One of the things that will happen is that after we sign up for a course, or you sign up for a course, then what's going to happen is that we get emails from you of all the people who are going to be attending. Each person will get an email, and this will be what's called an invitation. This invitation, they will hit the join button, which is going to take them to the actual course itself. So everyone's email will get this. They will hit join, and then that will take them into the class. With this, the completion rate and the participants in these type of courses normally love the course. Participants love the versatility of the course, the interaction, the case studies, the discussions, the scenarios, because we still have that kind of discussion, but the difference is they're doing it online. Participants finish the course at the same level of interaction as in traditional classrooms, and participants interacting periodically throughout the course, just like a traditional classroom, so they can interact as much or as little as they want. And so if they're not participating, or let me say this, if they leave the session, the software picks up that they're not there. And so it signals me that person is not attending the class. So they can't just sign in and pick up the hours or pick up the course. The other thing is that because the success rates for participants are so strong, in certification classes, we find out there's no difference in passing rates or success rates. In professional development courses, participants interact as much as they do really, not only in virtual, but also in face-to-face. And about 99% of the participants will finish the course successfully, just like in a traditional environment. So this allows you to be able to have specialized training on site without some of the expense, because everybody's budgets are going to be tight and are tight right now. Also, as you look at class interaction, participants are treated with respect, just like they are in face-to-face. However, each participant's encouraged to interact and share their ideas, which might be different from the group. So we want people to interact, and we want that other idea to be there, just like we do face-to-face. Team members can disagree as long as everybody's going to be respectful. And some organizations will actually use live virtual instructor-led courses, but will meet on site with their team in one room for the experience. I can't tell you how many times we have taught the course and I'm here, but they'll have the whole team in a boardroom taking the course with big screen TV so that they can interact, and then they give feedback back to me. So one person would sign in, they'd run it through a projector to a television, and then they would all interact. So their training would be someplace together, but I would be at a distance. So we've done that multiple times. As you look at class size can be almost anything. We've had as many as 100 people in a class, but obviously there's problems, a little bit of problem with that when you're talking about some of the discussion and feedback mainly. But anywhere from 4 to 30 is going to be a good range for what can take place. 20 to 25 people in a class is very, very workable in a virtual course, just like it would be in a face-to-face course. So you would have no problems with that type. But I've trained 4 people many times where it's a small group of people and I'm training them a particular thing or a particular topic. And so I've trained those 4 people just like I would with 30 people in the class. Participant requirements to use a live virtual instructor-led course. Well, they must have internet connections with a computer. They sign into the link provided like we talked about, and then they must have speaker, headphone, or a headset. Now, I'm using a headset here this morning so that you can see how it would really be happening in real life. But in many cases, if it's a one-way type of thing and I'm not having to worry about listening, I'll just use a normal microphone. But if people can use a headset, it's much clearer. And then group requirements, if using the training with a group, there needs to be a projection equipment or television and speakers so that everybody can tap into that TV and those speakers. You can also use your telephone. They can call through the telephone and hear through the telephone and watch on their computer. That access is there, and it's on the call-in sheet that is sent to each person. But the best scenario is for them to hear it through a headset and to be able to talk through a microphone, if at all possible, so that they can hear everyone when they're asking questions and things. Now, what if someone misses a class? Each presentation, all training can be videoed, and we do that at the request of the client. Videos of the training allow the participant to refresh what they learned previously, and videos can help someone who missed a session and catch up on a topic. The most common thing that we will see with a video is someone misses have an hour-long meeting, and so they miss a piece of the training, and so they can view that portion of the video. And so these videos can be taped of all the live interaction and everything, and they allow for repetitive learning is what happens. Now, as we come to a close of this video where we've been talking about live virtual instructor-led training, if you have any questions about this, please give us a call at the 800 number 224-3731, or you can send us a look on website and you'll be able to contact us through the website as well. But I hope you consider looking at training. Training can be much more cost effective. You can train smaller groups, and it can have just the same interaction and excitement as you would have on face-to-face, and it's going to be much more cost effective. So thank you so much for watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you maybe on a course as a virtual instructor led course in the future. Have a great day. Bye now.